You may recall that in my review for Zombie 4 After Death, I questioned whether Zombie 5 Killing Birds was worse than Zombie 4 on the grounds that A, I had not yet seen Zombie 5, and B, Zombie 4 was so fucking bad that surely it would take some extreme fucking talent and bad filmmaking to make a movie that is even a fraction worse than Zombie 4. Well, as you can imagine, I got a lot of response to that question, and about 99.9% of you out there confirmed that yes, Zombie 5 is worse than Zombie 4, be it by using lines like, what do we got here? Ooh, Zombie 4 is a good movie by comparison, Zombie 5 sucks shit, Zombie 5 is too fucking boring, and this line, where do the zombies in Zombie 5 come from? They come from my ass. That's where they come from. So, it's a couple months later, and now I've seen Zombie 5. Oh yes, I have seen Zombie 5 Killing Birds. And do you know what the worst part is? I had to Netflix this fucking thing. Oh sure, I could have just ended that Zombie 4 review without even mentioning this film, then I would have gone the rest of my fucking life without ever having fucking seen it, let alone fucking reviewing it, but there I was, I just had to ask that question at the end of that Zombie 4 video, which pretty much left me no choice but to watch and review this fucking thing. I am my own worst fucking enemy. And before all of this shit, I did not have a Netflix account, which means that for the rest of my life, I will be haunted by the memory that the first movie I ever Netflixed is Zombie 5 Killing Birds. That's even worse than if the first movie you ever checked out from a video store was Shanghai Surprise. The million-dollar question would be, what do I think is worse, Zombie 4 or Zombie 5? I've given this a lot of thought. Too much fucking thought. I will say that this movie didn't anger me as much as Zombie 4. Maybe that's because Zombie 4 just seemed like a collection of Dolph Lundgren's greatest hits. But I will say that, yes, this is a worse zombie movie than Zombie 4. And you want to know why that is? Because at least Zombie 4 was a fucking zombie movie. This is the first zombie movie I've seen that is actually harmed by the fact that it has zombies in it. Now, how is that possible? Well, it's because for the first 45 minutes, there are no zombies in it, nor even the hint that this will turn into a zombie movie. And when all three of the fucking zombies show their rotting flesh, there's no explanation of who they are, where they came from, why they are there, or anything. Here's the film's build-up. The opening scenes show a Vietnam vet returning home from the war. He finds his wife cheating on him, so he goes all John Rambo on their asses and slices the throats of anyone in his path. And I mean anyone. Seriously, who the fuck are these people? Who cares, right? Kill them, whatever. The man is then attacked by his wife's pet birds, leaving him blinded, hence the subtitle, Killing Birds. Well, kinda, which doesn't even make sense because they didn't actually kill him. Oh yeah, that reminds me. This is not a movie about killer birds. There are a lot of shots of birds in this movie, but nowhere in this flick are we gonna see a bunch of birds hanging out on a jungle gym, nor will we see them shitting on a fleeing Mel Brooks. But back to the movie. It's years later, and a group of college students visit the home of the Vietnam vet, now played by Robert Vaughn. Sometimes I wonder if that's just makeup on his face, or if that's just his fucking reaction from reading the script. Vaughn is supposedly the last person to see a rare woodpecker that they're searching for, so he gives them some hints and sends them on their way. After wandering around aimlessly in the bayou, the students decide to take some shelter in the abandoned home where Vaughn murdered his family. Now, I can understand moving away from a home that may cause some bad memories, but if you're only going to move not even a quarter of a mile away, what's the fucking point? Strange things begin to happen in this abandoned house, and it usually involves someone getting their throat sliced. In fact, whenever there is a death in this movie, more often than not, it involves some kind of wound to the throat, as if that is the only kind of effect the makers of Zombie 5 know how to do. I imagine they would probably shit a brick at the prospect of showing someone simply stubbing a toe. Robert Vaughn turns back up a few times, and I particularly love it whenever characters hide from him, you know, so he won't see where they are. I'm surprised they didn't wave at him the first time they met. Well, zombies end up showing up to kill the students one by one, and as I mentioned, I have no idea where this plot device even comes from. At least Zombie 4 explains its zombies. If these are the zombies of the dead family members, then why didn't they do this sooner? And if it is simply revenge that they want, why are they attacking the college students instead of simply going after Robert Vaughn? This man has been secluded for probably 20 years, and the zombies pick the one time he has company in order to do their attack. This makes no fucking sense. Well, as you may know, this, like Zombie 4, was not even intended to be part of the zombie series. Which is why the title card at the beginning of the movie simply says, "Killing Birds." This happens all the fucking time, and it's not even the only movie to slap the alternate title of Zombie 5 onto it. But what makes this one extra fucking ridiculous is that they have a title, Killing Birds, which barely has anything to do with the movie anyway, and then they slap the word zombie on it, which makes it sound even worse. I mean, that's like calling I Spit on Your Grave, Suspiria 2, Killer Sharks. Fuck that. And there's another alternate title that is just simply called Raptors. Who the fuck marketed this movie? Chance the Gardener from Being There? At least this movie isn't the worst flick Robert Vaughn has been in. Remember Chud 2, Bud the Chud? A movie that was as much about chuds as this movie is about birds. Vaughn is interviewed on the DVD, and you get the sense that he doesn't think too highly of this flick, because he says about 2 sentences about Zombie 5, and the rest of the interview, he talks about Teenage Caveman. It feels weird even comparing this movie to Zombie 4. I mean, yes, I feel that this is a worse zombie film than Zombie 4, but gun to my head, I don't know which one I would rather watch. I think the music in this one is better, and this one does have more of an arc to it than Zombie 4 does, but they're not even meant to be part of the same fucking series. All I know is that I am so fucking glad that Shriek Show never released anything with the title of Zombie 6, because I would be stupid enough to ask if it's worse than Zombie 5. And then I would Netflix the fucking thing. Well, alright, I gotta get this piece of shit back in the mail, so let's end this like every YouTube video should end, with a man on fire.